Alright folks, welcome to episode 15 of Nariyama's Let's Play Minecraft version 1.12 using Direwolf 20's mod pack. As you can see, it just became night out here. We're going to take a look, see if we can discover some more constellations. Specifically, we're looking for Lucerna. Well, that's Fornax. Fornax is all about fire and burning stuff. The ritual, I think, burns anything nearby. Ooh, this looks promising. 1, 2. Where is it? There it is. 3, 4, and 5. Lucerna, awesome. So we're going to attune a couple of crystals to Lucerna here in a second. Well, let's see if there's some others that we can identify as well. So this is octans. Octans is about fishing. And no horologium. Not that I expected to find it, but hey, you never know. Alright. So I think all we're missing is Pelotrio and horologium. Pelotrio is used to create darkness and mob spawners. And so we're going to really quickly here grab our Astral Tome, grab the Lucerna paper out of it, stick that in our hand, and I crafted another satchel and made it auto pick up because, you know, I did a lot of mining between episodes. I went to that Aromacraft mining dimension, and like I said, I destroyed the world. Created a giant cave where there was none before. Oh. There we go. Alright, and I have 2 celestial crystals here. So let's throw one in there. There we go. We'll kill some stuff while that attunes. We could kill some cows. I don't need the beef. I don't want any of these cows to have some beef with me. Ha ha ha. Very bad jokes. Alright, first crystal should be attuned here shortly. There we go. So, 1 perfect crystal is attuned to Lucerna. And this will be the second one. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a ritual to Lucerna. So we'll need a ritual pedestal here. And we'll go ahead and set this up here really quickly. I do have some ideas for where I want to build my base, and it's a little non-standard. So I almost always build my base in the overworld. But I was thinking about it, and I thought it might be fun to build one in the nether. So nether bases are a little more challenging because, of course, you have the giant lava pools and no villages and no sky. But you do have some cool stuff that you can see out the, outside. And it does have some advantages, particularly when it comes to mob spawns. So that might be a fun thing to do. And like I said, I marked a likely spot. We'll go there this episode, and you guys can tell me if you agree with me, although I am a week ahead in videos, so I may not see any comments about it before I actually move the base. Anyway, so yeah, attuned celestial crystals. Let's go ahead and make the ritual pedestal. What did we need? We needed chiseled marble, pillars, runed, any crystal, not the attuned one, and 2 gold. So 2 gold. 1, 2. Let's go get the marble. Chiseled. 1, 2. Pillars. Do I have pillars in there? I do. Okay. 2, 3, 4. 3 runed. And then we need just a rock crystal. Let's check really quick. Rock crystal. Oh, we need a bucket of liquid starlight, but that's pretty easy. Okay. In fact, I have a bucket right here. Let's just pick up this pool of liquid starlight. Notice another crystal split there. This one should be pretty close. Let's check that really fast. Hey, perfect crystal. Nice. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep that going. Alright, so we need one of our attuned celestial crystals for actually doing the ritual, but in here we're going to have gold there, runed across the bottom, pillars, oops, I missed one there, liquid crystal, and rock crystal. There we go, that gets us our ritual pedestal. Let's grab our resonating wand, hit that, and while we're thinking about it, we can put the Lucerna back in here. Awesome. It looks like it's almost daytime. That's okay. So the other thing we're going to make is a collector crystal for Lucerna. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't have the star metal. Aww. Do I have any star metal in here? I don't know. Am I going to have to make star metal? Oh, we got 3 there. Alright. But this does mean we will probably not have enough star power when we want to go and do our thing here. Alright. So we'll let that cook up. And, you know what? That was kind of silly. I could have just pulverized that. That's okay. Pulverizing doesn't take long. Okay, so I will go ahead and set this up, even though I know I can't do it until nighttime. And we'll go out and build the ritual pedestal. These things are really neat. So rituals can do all kinds of different things, but they're all related to the constellation that you attuned the crystal to. Alright, so we need a little more power here. Again, if we had, you know, an enhanced collector crystal, which we may just set that up too. Let's see here. Where would make a good spot for a ritual? Doesn't particularly matter. This is going to prevent mob spawns in such a large radius that really anywhere will do. Let's see. There's some dirt. Really? Okay. What does the thing need? So it's 9 by 4 by 9. So that's going to be getting kind of cutting it close, but I think we'll make it. Let's go down here and get the marble we'll need. So I know we need a bunch of bricks. We're going to need some regular marble. We're going to need at least 1 chiseled marble. And I think the rest are arches, so let's get another half stack and grab our chisel. There's our chisel in here. I do not see it. Chisel? Chisel. There we go. And let's make some marble arches. There we go. Okay. So if we look at the pattern, the chiseled marble goes right in the center. That's where the ritual pedestal is going to sit. So let's... we don't need that anymore. Let's put that there. Okay. Now, what does the rest of this look like? So if we look at this carefully, we can see the marble bricks are like T's on each of the faces of the chiseled marble. There's regular marble but in the elbows there, and then a marble brick to sort of form that diamond. So here we go. 1, 2, whoops, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, those in. 2, 3. I think there is a tool in Astral Sorcery that actually will sort of guide you with multi-blocks here. I haven't figured out how to use it yet. It's called the Sextant, and it's one of those things that I've kind of meant to do, but just kind of never got around to. So, all right, marble arches all around. There we go. Okay. So Lucerna isn't one of those that's really easy to demonstrate, but it is super effective. So, you know, we're going to go ahead and set it up anyway. There we go. Ritual pedestal set up, and let's... No. Oh. Oh yeah, need the attuned one. There we go. So now we have a Ritual to Lucerna running. And you notice there's some particle effects, right? Basically what that means is the ritual is running. It's, you know, the multi-block was formed properly underneath it, and we're good. Now, we can power this further. So first we need that collector crystal, but the other thing we're going to need is we're going to need some mirrors, some lenses, sorry. So if we look at the Astral Sorcery thing, it tells us soaking liquid starlight to repair fracturing begins to occur. We don't need to worry about that right now, but ritual acceleration, here we go. Sending starlight to the ritual pedestal is not a perfect process. Due to the nature of the crystal facets, beams of light shooting off from the ritual crystal. Using a crystal lens to focus that otherwise lost light back into the ritual will instead allow the full light to boost the ritual. So in other words, what's going to happen is we're going to get a collector crystal, we're going to shine it on that ritual. And then there are going to be little beams of light that pop off of it that we're going to have to reflect back at the ritual pedestal. So let's grab some glass panes. We're going to need those. We're going to want some infused wood. And let's get some aquamarines. 10 of them, probably. So we're going to clear this out because we're going to make these instead for now. There we go. Gives me the glass panes. All right. So let's look at the crystal lens recipe. It's this thing over here. Each one takes 3 glass lens, 2 engraved infused wood, which we happen to have, 2 rune marble, and some aquamarine. Do we have enough aquamarine? Ooh, we're really close to out of aquamarine. All right. Luckily, one combine of this makes multiple glass lenses, and it depends on the size of the crystal here. Also, how good the lens is at reflecting the light and how much power is lost is based on the purity in cutting. So let's grab a gold ingot. Where did it go? There it is. Gold ingot. Alright, and let's actually Astral, and let's add this. Let's have that up so that we can do. Where's the lens? Right there. Oh, I'm missing runed marble. 1, 2. There we go. And here's our crystal lens. Okay, let's make sure that this is the perfect crystal that we had. It is. And let's whack it with the resonating wand. So this should make 11 lenses, if I remember correctly. You got put in there? Yep, sure enough, 11 lenses. Which is really, really awesome. Let's also make some... While I'm thinking about it. Let's make some pedestals. We don't need quite that many. How about there? That should be a bunch of pedestals, and now we're sort of ready to rock and roll here for the ritual. All right, let's put our collecting crystal back on here. Oops. So we're going to want a collector crystal attuned to Lucerna for this. So, and then finally, let's make the enhanced collector crystal thing. So I think the best way to do this is to go over here, grab this guy. Oops. Let's grab this tank. It's got 10 buckets. We need 8. So, oops. That'll work. And let's put this up here because this tree seems to want to grow anyway. So, enhance collector crystals. So if we go back here, we come out of attunement, go to constellation. This shows us the enhanced collector crystal multi-block. So we need 9 normal marble at the bottom, rune marble there, chiseled in the corners, and engraved on top of that. Now, we also need an engraved that's sort of underneath that one pillar there, and a chiseled there. So, let's 3 by 3. The other thing we want is we want a good view of that pedestal. So, let's actually put this a little closer. How about right there? I am putting it on a slight offset. The pedestals can get in the way. So the pedestals that the mirrors sit on, or the lenses sit on, can get in the way. So if you have it go directly down a thing, if there's a beam of light that comes off in this direction, you have to put a pedestal here for the lens, then it'll obscure the collector crystal, and that's just a pain to deal with. So let's not do that. Instead, let's throw some rune marble there. Runed, we need chiseled. Where's my chiseled? There it is. Chiseled. Runed. Chiseled. Runed. Chiseled, and runed. We need an engraved. Do we have any engraved? I'm not sure we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make that into engraved. There we go. Engraved, and engraved. And then we need 1 pillar, which of course we don't have, because that would make this too easy. So let's just turn those into pillars. Chisel. Okay. That, and chiseled on top of that. And we actually need 1 more block because we need to place the collector crystal on it. And now that everything's up, let's see if we can do that. Sure enough. Oops. There we go. Making the collector crystal. So this is really cool. Let's get our linking tool out, ready to link these together. And we'll put our lenses down here and our infused pillars. And as soon as this pops up, it's going to head into our satchel. So I love the particle effects on this mod. Can you tell? All right. Let's stick that on there. And now notice, with the ritual going and a nice powerful crystal in there, we're not getting any mob spawns. This is actually preventing mob spawns 64 blocks around it. So we could go a little distance and start seeing hostile mobs again. So if I come over here, you can see some zombies, spiders, that sort of thing. Let's make that distance just ridiculously large here. Oh, I did forget something. We need that crystal starlight. And of course it went into my satchel. So, let's fill this up. I really like these multi-blocks. They look so nice. They really improve the look of any base, right? So, you know, playing with this mod, your stuff's just going to look better because of all the multi-blocks, right? It just looks better. So, there we go. And now, link, and link. Okay. You can see the large ring of light outside. And there's the beam from the first thing that we have to fix. So, we're going to stick a couple pillars down there, stick a lens on it, and then link the lens to the altar. Once that happens, we'll get a second beam of light. Oh, and see, like I said, it comes in an area that's disadvantageous for us. But hopefully we were just enough to the side that we're not obscuring this. Doesn't look like we are. Good. 2. So you can, if for some reason you get a spot that's a beam of light and a spot that you just really can't tolerate it, you can take the crystal out and put it back in. That will reset this whole process. And it chooses the beam locations fairly randomly. So there we go. And the last one is right down the middle here. Alright. And that is a fully powered Lucerna Ritual. Now, here's the cool thing about this. Each of those lenses basically magnified the distance that it prevents mob spawns by another 64 blocks. So I could probably go quite a ways over here, and there are no mob spawns. Well, there's mobs left over from before the ritual was active, but if I go to a new spot, you shouldn't have spawned. I wonder why that's doing that. Well, it might, like I said, the chunks that get loaded are fairly large around you, so you load 20 chunks around you, which means, sorry, I should say a 20 chunk radius. So let's wait for data come up. Another way to check to make sure that this is working is to basically exit and restart the game. So that's another way to do that. But anyway, let's come back here, and we have a Lucerna Ritual up and running, which is great. All right. It is nighttime, and I would like to check to see if... Hi! My wife is showing everyone our house. They're playing some board games tonight. Oh, no, this one is Pelotrio. Pelotrio is this. Do I not know about Pelotrio yet? I might not. Let's see. Oh no, there's Pelotrio. Okay. Maybe I messed it up. Constellations. Oh, I did the triangle on the wrong side. That's why. Whoops. Where'd you go? There you are. Alright, and this one. That's the darkness constellation. We'll look to see if we find Horologium. Doesn't look like it. Alright. More astral progress. So that ritual is going to really improve our life. What else do we want to do this episode? So the other thing I want to do is set up a magma crucible. So let's go ahead and do that really fast. This is thermal. And this is going to make it so that we can make Gelid Cryothium. Let's see, Magma Crucible. Oh, I already have it there. There we go. Oops, we need a tin gear. And, oh, come on. All the Nari derps. All the Nari derps. There we go. One more. And here we are. Alright, so Magma Crucible basically lets you melt things. You know, we've already made one of them. That was the one that we made here for the refined fuel line. Notice I have over 2,000 coal now from my mining trip, so lots of good stuff there. One of the things you can make with this is lava. So if you put cobblestone in here, this becomes a lava gen. The amount of energy it takes to make one bucket of lava in one of these is pretty intense. So I usually don't use this to make lava. I usually just pump lava out of the nether. But that's something that we might do later. The other things that this can melt are things like cryothium. So let's set this up. Do you have? You do. I want you in there. Where's my Tome of Knowledge? Tome of Knowledge. Let's do one other thing here really fast. I'm going to get a bunch of wood. I'm going to make a lot of chests, and there's a reason I'm going to do that. I'll show you here in a second. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Really? What? There we go. We need 64 chests. 64 chests plus some lapis plus a book and quill. Book, and there we go. That guy. Alright. Book and quill, 64 chests is going to make a holding 4 enchanted book. Now let's see what we can drop down to here. Well, pretty close, but that's okay. And then I need 8 experience for it, so let's stick that in there. And now we have holding 4 on this. That means it holds a ton more experience. So it used to be 10,000, now it holds 30,000 experience. So we'll right click on that, and oops, wrong one, there we go. Come on. Oh, I think it's actually out. So if we look at this again, sometimes there's a bug that basically the tank doesn't show as empty, but it actually is. So let's put some cryothium in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sure. Oops, wrong one. There we go. We want to output to the left. And that's really all we need there. I want this one to input to the right and output to the top for now. Alright, so if we put some cryothium dust in there, it should start cooking up. Let's make some augments here. Thermal. There we go. Bronze, Invar. Oh, we don't have any Invar. Nickel. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. We'll make some nickel really quickly here. There's some star metal for us. Stick that back there. And once this is done, I'm making the augments for this because that'll just speed it up a little bit. We can also, I do have enough gold, so we can always throw an augment in there. Clear that out. Gold, redstone, 2,000 redstone from my previous explorations. Grab those. Grab the gold, make 2 augments. Now, we're only going to be able to put 1 in there for now, but once I upgrade it to the next tier, which I will, that'll work. Okay, so now we have some Geolic Cryothium. The reason we wanted that is because we're going to grab some Cinnabar and make the Cinnabar things. So, this is really good stuff. Notice it's using 200 Geolic Cryothium a pop. Let's see. Did I put 11 in there? I don't think I did. Curious. It might make 100 or 250. There we go. That's why. So it made 250, and that made 2,500 when I put 10 in there. Cryothium. There we go. One more. That should cook up some more of this and get the rest of this Geolic Cryothium out of here. Excellent. So we have a total of 60 of those. Now, if you recall, we use these to make our platinum. So if we go over here, we stick the Cinnabar in here, we stick nickel ore, which is why, by the way, I said that you don't want to process up a bunch of nickel ore early in the game. You want to get your nickel from the bonus pulverizing from iron, because you use your nickel ore at this point once you've got a bunch of augments here to improve your chances to get your platinum, and that'll get us a bunch of platinum. We can use that plus some ender pearls to upgrade some of these machines to the resonant tier, which is gonna really just speed them up and make it a lot easier for us to process stuff. Alright, so we did the magma crucible, we did the cryothium dust, the cinnabar, and it's cooking that stuff up. Let's go to the nether, and I'll show you the spot that I'm thinking about using. So, and that'll be the last thing we do for the episode. So, like always, whenever you go into the nether, make sure you put your angel ring on again so that you don't fall to your death. And I marked a spot out here for a possible base. I'm going to get my charge porter ready to go here because we're just going to head out. So what I'd like to do is actually make the base in the middle of a lava pool. For one thing, the lava helps to light things up. So, you know, we'll have sort of a natural light source. It also looks kind of cool. Notice how, you know, the lava gets a little bit brighter, it gets a little less bright. And so that's fun. So I'm thinking putting a tower right about here. I chose this spot because 1, lava. 2, the ceiling is quite a ways up. So if we see it here, we're at y equals 32 right at the surface of the lava. If we come up, we've got about 70 blocks-ish worth of room till we hit our heads. So, you know, I'm not planning on using all that, but at least it's a good amount of space for us to grow upwards. And then what I'm thinking is I'll make a structure here, which is about a chunk wide, you know, or I should say, you know, roughly 1 chunk. And then it'll have platforms that come off that are used for different purposes. Like we might have a platform on one side that does like a mob spawner. We might have another one that does, I don't know, you know, one of the other mods. Just, you know, basically, you know, organize it that way, and then of course have different floors that are dedicated to different things. So a floor for processing ores, a floor for storage, a floor for other things like that. So that's the plan. Like I said, I'm about a week ahead, so I'm going to sort of move forward with that. If we don't get to it, go ahead and tell me what you think in the comments, and I will take that into account. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to head back home, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.